Hello friends, welcome to another weekly top-down analysis video on the gold and GJ. So as usual, we are going to start with the monthly time frame and then we'll go down to lower time frames, weekly, daily, 4-hour and the 30 minutes time frame. So without wasting any time, let's get started. First of all, we are going to start with the gold monthly time frame. So as we can see on the gold that we had on the monthly time frame that we had this resistance, and as we could see that we had this last monthly candle close above this resistance. So now it's a pretty high probability for the current monthly candle after making the bottom wick to come up and not only fill these wicks on the left hand side, but most probably making a new higher high in this uptrend. So that is something I see on the gold monthly time frame. Now to find out more detail, let's go to our weekly time frame. So now on the weekly time frame, we can see that we are bullish because we making higher highs and higher lows. As we can see, we made a high. After that, the price came down, found support, basically made a higher low, and after that we broke the previous high, created a new high, higher low, so higher high, higher low, and so you can see the market structure is bullish on the weekly time frame, right? So now if we look more closely, we are going to see that okay, we had this resistance, we had this candle close bullish about this resistance, and as we can see, the last weekly candle closed back into the range, basically closed below the previous support. So now it's a pretty high probability the candle is going to go to the next support. As we can see, this is going to be the next support on the weekly time frame, and below that we have these rejections, which is a kind of support, and this one is going to be the next support as well. So basically, I'm anticipating the next weekly candle to open up and come down, but we can find rejection here and we can also find rejection here because we have these supports to the downside. Now if we look on the daily time frame, we are going to find out that so basically on the monthly and weekly, we know that the price is pretty much bullish. On the daily time frame, we can see that okay, the price was bullish because we were making highs, higher low. After that, we broke the previous high, created a new high, higher low. This low was higher than the previous low. So after that, we broke the previous high, created a new high. So we were making higher highs and higher lows. The market was bullish, but we can see that we had this last daily candle close below the support, or you can say close below the previous higher low of this uptrend. So basically we broke a market structure on the daily time frame. So we are kind of bearish on the daily time frame, right? So now as we can see, we had this support and we had the last daily candle close below this support. So now if we see on the left hand side, we can see that we have pretty choppy price section. We have support right here, support right here, support right here, and support right here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to mark the lowest support in this whole area. So we can see this is going to be the lowest support. So as we can see, the price broke below this support. So now it's a pretty high probability for the next daily candle to come down and retest the low of this whole area, right? Or basically you can see the next support area. So that is something we see on the daily time frame, right? So now let's go to lower time frame, our 4-hour time frame, to find out more details. On the 4-hour time frame, we can see that the price looks bearish because we are making lower lows and lower highs. As we can see, price made a low. After that, we came up, created a high which is lower than the previous high. Basically we created a lower high, right? And after that we came down low. We basically made a low which is lower than the previous low. So basically what we are doing, we made low, lower high, lower low, lower high, right? And after that we broke the previous low again and created a new low, and after that lower high and lower low. So basically the market structure is bearish on the 4-hour time frame as we are making lower lows and lower highs. If we look more closely, we are going to find out that we have this support, and below this support, the next support is right here. So if we get a 4-hour candle close below this support area, then it becomes a pretty high probability for the next candle to come down to the next support area, which is right here, right? At the same time, as we can see, the price was making lower lows and lower highs. So price may come up and find resistance somewhere in this area like we did earlier, and then come down to retest the previous low created by the price. So we have both possibilities, and we have to see how the market behaves in the next week. So now let's go to 30-minute time frame to find out more detail. On the 30-minute time frame, we can see that the price is currently bearish because we are making lower lows and lower highs. As we can see, that price created a low. After that, we came up, created a resistance, basically made a high which is lower than the previous high, right? So we made a lower high. After that, we broke the previous low, created a new low, and right now, so basically we can see that the market structure is bearish on the 30-minute time frame. We are making lower lows and lower highs. So if we look more closely, we're going to find out that we have this a resistance created by the price, right? And the next resistance is right here and here, right? These are the two resistances that we can see. And if we mark our support, we can see this one is going to be a support. So if we get a 30-minute or 1 hour candle close above this resistance area or above this resistance area, right, then it becomes a high probability for the price to come up to the next resistance area, which is right here, and hopefully maybe to the next resistance, which is right here, right? But as we know that the market structure is bearish, we are making low, lower, high, lower, low. So price may come up and find resistance somewhere in this area to come down and retest these low created by the price as well, because the market structure is bearish on the 30-minute time frame. So we have to keep these things in our mind when we trade gold the next week. So that's it. So now let's go to our next pair, which is GJ. Now on the GJ, we are going to start with the monthly time frame. And GJ on the monthly time frame, as we can see, the market structure look pretty much bullish as we are making high highs and high low on the monthly time frame. We can see higher high, higher low, high high, higher low. And as we can see, the price is right now coming up to retest the previous high created by the price. So price is pretty much bullish on the monthly time frame. Now let's see what is happening on the weekly time frame. On the weekly time frame as well, the market structure is bullish because we are making high highs and high low. We can see that this was a resistance or a high. Price broke this high, created a new high. After that, we came down, created a higher low. So we broke the previous high, created a new high. After that, we came down to make the higher low, and right now the price is coming up to retest the previous high created by the price on the weekly time frame. Now that is something we see. If we look more closely on the weekly time frame, we can also find out that we had this resistance, and we have a resistance right here, and then we have the final resistance right there. So on the weekly time frame, we can see that we have the last weekly candle close bullish, but with a rejection from the upside, because we have this resistance and a rejection area on the left hand side. So now it will be great if the price can come down to this recent broken zone area and then find some kind of support in this area. After finding the support, come up to retest the previous high created by the price, and maybe hopefully moving to the next resistance area, which is right here. So these can be a possibility on the weekly time frame. To find out more detail, let's go to daily time frame. On the daily time frame, we can see that the market structure is bullish because we are making higher highs and higher lows. We made a high, we made a higher low, we made a high, higher low, and right now we can see that the price created a new high. So it will be great if the price can come down into this recent broken zone area and find some kind of support in this area, and then come up to retest the previous high created by the price. It will be great. It will be the ideal situation if it happens like that. But at the same time, we have to see that price created a resistance once we close bearish candle, and we could see that we had this support. We had this support. We broke the support here and created a new high. After that, the price came down, and price rejected this area, and we can see that the last daily candle closed bearish, but to a weak bearish candle with a rejection to the downside. So it can also be possible that the next daily candle just open up, come down, make a little bit of the bottom wick, and then come up to retest the previous high created by the price, right? This can also be a possibility. And the second possibility, I already told you, that the price come down into this recent broken zone area, find support in this area, and then come up to retest these highs. So both can be, both possibilities can be there. So now let's go to 4-hour time frame to find out more details. On the 4-hour time frame, we can see that the price or the market structure is pretty much bullish because we are making high highs and high low. As you can see, we created a high, price came down, created a low. After that, we broke the previous high, created a new high. After that, we came down, created a low, which is higher low, higher than the previous low. After that, we broke the previous high, created a new high, and then the price came down, made a support, made a low, and right now the price is coming up to retest the previous high created by the price in this uptrend, right? So that is something we see on the 4-hour time frame. The market structure is pretty much bullish, right? Now let's go to 30-minute time frame to find out more details. On the 30-minute time frame, we can see that the price was making, price was bearish because we were making lower lows and lower highs. As we could see, we made a low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. So the price was pretty much bearish, as we can see here. And from here, we changed the direction. And as we can see, we made a kind of high. So it'll be great if the price, because after making this big move, if we can come down and find some kind of support in this area, and once we find the support, we can look to take long in order to retest the previous high created by the price. Now this can be a possibility, and at the same time, if we look more closely, we are going to see that this was a resistance. This was a resistance, and as we can see, we made a move to the upside after after breaking this resistance. So now it will be great if the price can come down. Let me do it. So it will be great if the price can come down, find support in this area, and then come up to not only retest this high, but maybe making a new high and continue this uptrend to the upside, right? That will be great. So that's it, guys. This was the analysis on the gold and the GJ from the monthly to the 30-minute time frame. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you really did like the video, share the video and subscribe to the channel in order to support the channel and YouTube algorithm. Thank you very much. See you in another video.